Hey everyone, greetings from Portugal, and I'm back with a new video after a very long period of time, I know. My video today is about getting paid while doing this kind of work, which is music production. And I'm saying this because of some experiences that I had in the past, and hopefully you will not have to go through this. But if you go through this, just make sure you've got the right mindset and you know exactly what you're doing and how you're doing it. So I'm going to share some thoughts with you and hopefully it's going to help you. Why should you work for free? Even if you are a beginner and you are in the very beginning of your musical production or mixing career or even mastering career, why should you work for free? Well, you shouldn't, period. If you're not at the level of charging for your work, then approach bands, approach artists and try to work with them. And then, you say to the artist, look, I want to improve my skill set and I want to get better. Can you help me with that? It's a win-win situation. I'm going to record you. With that, I'm going to learn and I'll give you something back, which is going to be the result of all the work we've done together. Then the artist is going to, or the singer, the band, doesn't matter. They will say yes or no. If they say yes, it's because they are at least informed of what can happen. They can invest their time to give you something and you're giving something back. If it's not great, it was a little bit of time wasting probably, but at least it was a little bit of experience for them as well and for you. Now, you should charge money because you already invested in some stuff, some equipment to record and to work with. That said, if you think about it, if you're going to record a band or an artist, you need at least microphones, you need a preamp or an interface with preamps, you need speakers, you need a computer, you need a DAW, you need plugins. Probably you've got a couple of instruments that you've bought already. Probably you are a musician as well and you've been spending money for years learning about music, about arrangement, learning probably in university or music production. And unless you want to live at your parents' house forever, you've got to charge money. Because when you charge money, you have a responsibility to deliver something that it has to be good. That is the first thing. And the artist or the client has a responsibility to pay you. So you're going to be as good as your artist can be, and your artist will be as good as you can be. But never, ever work for nothing. And I'm telling you this because I had some situations that I worked for nothing or for almost nothing in order to try to grab that client, and it just didn't work. I'll tell you a quick story. Once upon a time, roughly 2010, this artist approached me. I had a small studio and he wanted to record an album. It was a 10-song album and he said, "Can you do it for me?" I said, "Yeah, I can." I was trying to understand him, he was trying to understand me as well, which is normal, it's okay. But I was in a really bad place. I needed money because I was living off music, things were not going great, and I was kind of desperate to make some money. I didn't say anything to him, but he dropped a number, and I was so desperate that I said, you know what, this is nothing, but I need this money. And I said, look, yeah, that's really not too much money. And he said, well, you know what? I don't have more money than that. If you don't want to do it, then we'll leave it there. And I've decided to go along with it. I said, okay, let's make the album. I'll do it. It took me like roughly around a month, if not more, to record the whole album and mix the whole album. Because we were doing it in the evening, sometimes really late at night. And it was really hard because the drummer was super picky. He was trying to get everything spot on with the click track. And I was just like, come on, guys, like this is kind of mental. We were recording drums for what, a couple of weeks roughly, and we still needed to record guitars, percussion, keyboards, vocals, bass, a bunch of things. And I was getting really desperate because I was like, oh my gosh, this is not going to end. It's gonna take forever. I did record the album. He paid me for an album what people usually pay for a song, sometimes even more for a song. But once again, I was desperate to make that money. Guess what happened? 5 to 6 years after that, that same guy approached me because he recorded 4 songs with one of his chaps at his house with a computer and a small interface and a microphone. And he was trying to mix those songs, but they were not sounding great. So every time he was playing the CD on a system, it didn't translate very well. The guy was completely new to the musical scene. He didn't know anything about equalizing, compression and whatnot. So he said, can you mix these songs for me? I said, look, I'll do a trial of one of your songs. I will mix a verse and a chorus. I'll send it back to you and you can decide if you want to mix the song or these songs with me. And that's exactly what I've done. I sent him a verse and a chorus of one song and he was like, man, what a difference. It sounds great. It's day and night. Okay, cool. That's cool. So I can mix it for you if you want. He said, okay, how much do you charge? And I said to him, I charge X amount of money. And he was like, oh, that's expensive. And I said, look, do you think it's expensive? Because I've bought plugins, I've bought a new set of speakers, I've got a new interface that is way better than the one before. I've bought an analog compressor as well, and I've been investing. You're paying for all of that. You know, I didn't get anything for free. And just the plugins by itself, it's way more than you're paying me for 4 songs. And he came with this excuse that is like ridiculous. And it shows you the lack of respect that some people will have towards you. He came with this story like, oh, you know, last week I had to take my cat to the vet because my cat was really ill and I've spent loads of money with my cat. So I can't afford to pay you all that money. Is there any other price that you can do, a cheaper price that you can make for me? And I was like, no. I can't. I'm sorry, because if you can't afford to pay this money, we can't work together. You need to find someone else that works for that, you know, for a lower price, because this is already quite low. That shows you that people that try to get something for nothing, they will never respect you. You will never have a client from someone like that because they don't respect you. They only need to get something in order to achieve that goal, but they don't want to pay you for your hard work. They don't want to pay you for your knowledge. They don't want to pay you for your equipment. They just want to get something that they can show to the world. Think about it this way. You are the link between the musician and the computer. You are in the middle. You are the person that is going to be responsible to press, record, to cut those tracks, trim those background noises, you know, edit the drums, whatever. You're going to be the person that is going to be responsible for all that. And if someone doesn't want to pay you for that, don't waste your time. Unless you want to live at your parents' house and unless you want your parents to feed you. If you want to do this for a living, point number 1, make sure you charge. Point number 2, be careful with people. Be wise when you choose your clients, because some people will not give a shit about you. Okay? They don't care, because more often than not, they will try to get something for free. And it's okay. It's okay. If you do some stuff inside the whole project. You just drop some stuff for free. It's okay, but get paid. You've got to get paid. Otherwise, you will never be paid. The most incredible thing about this is that psychologically, you think that you are not worth the money that probably you want to ask because you just don't charge money. If someone wants to work with you and if someone respects you and they see that you can actually bring some value to their work, they will pay you with a smile in their face. I'll see you guys in another video. Ciao.